The cause of the Palisades fire, which is still burning, may be found on a hilltop covered in brush where the fire started soon after 10:30 a.m. on Tuesday. Although experts believe it is simple to rule out lightning as a major source of wildfires, fire investigators are still trying to figure out what started the fire. This week, there were no storms in the area. Another possible explanation is ruled out because there don't seem to be any transformers or power wires in the vicinity of the Temescal Ridge Trail. Stay tuned for real-time updates. People are the primary cause of the majority of wildfires. But was arson the cause? Although there was a possibility, 4 experts NBC News spoke with said the fires were more likely to have been unintentionally started. According to former Los Angeles Fire Department Battalion Chief Rick Crawford, this is what we call inaccessible, rugged terrain. Typically, arsonists won't go through trees and brush 500 feet from a trailhead, start a fire, and then flee. There are frequent fires in the forested areas on the outskirts of Los Angeles, many of which are inadvertently started by homeless individuals. Because there are rarely strong winds, the fires hardly ever spread into a deadly conflagration. The fast-moving fires that have engulfed vast areas of Los Angeles this week were made possible by a combination of fierce winds and a dry terrain. According to retired federal law enforcement arson investigator Scott Fisher, nature is taking care of that for you, so you don't need a gang of arsonists to go out there and be starting fires. There are arsonists out there, he continued, but are there arsonists in a band circling Los Angeles at the moment? Not likely. Nonetheless, copycat arson is a recognized occurrence. According to the experts, it wouldn't surprise them if one of the smaller fires that started following the Palisades fire was started on purpose. Terry Taylor, a retired wildland fire investigator who is currently an instructor, stated, "When you have a big fire event like this happening in Los Angeles, you sometimes trigger people to go out and light a fire. This is a copycat situation. It occasionally takes place." According to Taylor and the other experts, those answers are unlikely to be forthcoming anytime soon because determining arson usually necessitates a thorough investigation. The Eden Fire. According to experts, the Eden Fire, which is the second largest to cause damage in Los Angeles, was not likely started by an arsonist. East of Altadena, where a network of high-voltage transmission lines looms overhead, it exploded Tuesday night. According to the fire specialists, electricity wires were their first consideration given the location and the weather. The wires may slap together due to whipping winds, releasing tiny balls of extremely hot molten metal. Ed Nordskog, a retired detective with the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department who worked examining arsonists, stated, "If the ground is really dry and the wind is blowing and poof, you have a fire." However, that is only one possible situation. According to Nordskog, it might also have been started by someone using a lawnmower, automobile, or camping stove that sent a hot spark over parched grass. According to Nordskog, there is little chance that it was purposefully set. These fires are typically not arson, he stated. There is no evidence that winds attract arsonists. Inch by inch. According to experts, determining the origin of a fire is an extremely difficult and specialized task. Determining its origin is the first step. Important hints can be found in things like burn patterns and charred debris. The process then moves on to its most intricate and time-consuming phase. In order to find footprints or other clues, the detectives may practically crawl about on their hands and knees while laying up a grid at the site, usually using string. To aid in their search, the investigators frequently utilize binoculars, magnifying glasses, and metal detectors. It will take hours, and they will go inch by inch, Nordskog added. It's not enjoyable. To find the little, melted fragments of metal that would have been released by electricity lines if they collided, investigators in the Eden fire case are probably going to utilize magnets. However, according to Nordskog, the presence of the metal does not always mean that's how the fire began. You still need to determine what caused the fire or whether the spark from the power lines was caused by something that was already on fire, he said. There are numerous aspects and a lot of things happening during an investigation. Anyone who immediately tells you what started the fire must have witnessed it. The investigators must then try to ascertain if the fire was the consequence of an accident, carelessness, or an intentional act if they discover proof that a person was responsible. A climatology professor at the University of California, Merced named John Abatsoglu looked over 30 years worth of Los Angeles County government fire occurrence data. It revealed that accidents involving cars and other equipment were the leading causes of wildfires between 1992 and 2020. In an email, he stated that over 95% of these fires were started by people. The majority of fires caused by humans are unintentional, though arson is one of the causes. The top players available. When a group of individuals in Woodland Hills arrested a man they believed to be responsible for starting a trash fire on Thursday, the idea of arsonists destroying Los Angeles gathered momentum on social media. According to police officials on Friday, although the individual was taken into custody, there was insufficient probable cause to prosecute him with arson. Instead, a criminal probation violation led to his imprisonment. 4 fires have burned in Los Angeles in addition to the Palisades and Eden fires. The causes are still being looked into. To find out what caused the fires, a law enforcement task group has been established. CAL FIRE, together with the Los Angeles Police Department, Los Angeles Fire Department, and the County Sheriff's Department, are regarded as some of the nation's most proficient law enforcement agencies. The investigation is being led by the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives. Everything is absolutely on the table, stated Robert Luna, the sheriff of Los Angeles County, during a press conference on Saturday. Investigators may need to spend several days figuring out what caused the fires. According to the experts, it may take months or even years to decide if a fire that was caused by someone is illegal. Since 16 people have died in the fire, the search for the causes is anticipated to take as long as necessary. The retired Los Angeles Battalion Chief, Crawford, stated, "You're going to have the best players out there to be able to solve the problem.